You done screwed it up, Bushiroad.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
my god. You know what? You start us off. I am so even. Wow.
So I often go on Pojo just to check up on news and stuff, and one of the first threads was, in case you haven't heard, Bushi completely screwed up their team league in New York. I'm gonna read the thread start. So yesterday, my New York team and Bushi made the most ridiculously stupid call. They were unprepared for the amount of teams that showed up, and instead of splitting into rounds of one half into two parts, they decided to have a round zero, a best of one single elimination zero round. Everyone had to play it, regardless of if you pre-registered. If they eliminated half the players before the actual tournament. My experience: my team pre-registered, and we were censored second in line. Drove 7 hours to be there and didn't even get to censored play. We lost round zero. I won my game, beat the tar out of Chaos Breaker, not even close. One of my teammates was grade locked and lost, so we were 1-1 waiting for the third guy. He had 4 damage and the opponent had 3 due to a heal trigger. He draws, goes to attack, and then they call time. Automatic loss, don't even get to finish your turn. Such other BS. Bushiroad, what is wrong with you? Do you hate your players? Worst tournament I have ever been to. If this is going to be the normal response to overbooking, I can't see myself going to any more tournaments. More of posts on here confirm that, yeah, a lot of people were running into this, and one person even confirmed that, even said that there was 624 pre-registers. The first 100 pre-registers apparently got to get the buy on the round zero, but for the rest of them, no, they all got shit out of luck.
Oh my god. So, I think you can understand how that's dumb, right? You guys understand. You understand. No, don't do that. Why would you do that? Like, on top. Alright, I knew the Team League was having problems from the beginning, ever since that whole video about how there's like only 4 now, 5 places throughout the U.S.
You know, the country the size of a continent.
that you could go to see. Now imagine that. Now imagine that you don't have a place near you to do a regional. You drive 8, 10, maybe even 12 hours, maybe even more, to go to do this tournament. But because you weren't one of the first 100 people pre-regged online, you are forced to go to a grade 0 tournament round, where if you lose, that's it. You're just out. That's not how you do this. That's not. And I don't even want to hear that. They didn't have enough people to work with this amount of people. Like, okay, then maybe they should have done what every other card game does, and have these regionals be held by stores.
Because they've done that before.
Yeah, have stores do it. Maybe have a representative go out there, at a certain amount of stores, whatever. But have the stores do it. I remember whenever we had our Yu-Gi-Oh regionals, they were always held by the stores. I believe the one that we used to do the most at was Pastimes, but I don't even know if they do that anymore. But point is, they could do that easily. They just said, "Here's the work. To hold this tournament for us, you'll be compensated."
And we know plenty of stores in the Chicagoland area that would be big enough and willing to do that.
Dude, instead they decided, we're just gonna do it ourselves. We got this. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Except for no, it's not fine because they couldn't handle the amount of players they got.
That, and apparently, according to one person, the top 8, best 2 out of 3, was 20 minutes instead of 50 minutes because the judges were getting tired.
Judges were getting tired. Man, maybe they should have thought about this. And I say thought about this because the pre-reg was really huge, if I recall someone saying. Like, a lot of people were there pre-reg. They must have been. There was over 100 teams that were pre-regged.
The guy who started the forum says, I was originally going to drive out to the team leagues in Columbus, but there's no way I'm driving 9 hours to play a 0 round and not even get to play the remaining tournament.
Yeah, it's like, why would you want to do that? You don't. That's so stupid. I don't even know if anyone else, and if you guys have even had this come up or not, in like Canada or Philippines or Mexico or not, but Certainly, sure as hell happening here, and this is not a thing that we should have to take. Especially on top of what happened at the Buddy fight. Regional. Not regional, technically, but whatever. You get the point.
The ruling.
The ruling that the head judge made that basically screwed over Star Crusher. Was it Star Crusher?
Yeah.
The spell one.
Yeah, the spell impact.
It's like, Bushiroad, what are you doing? This is not that hard to do. I don't even know how you guys are doing this so bad. I've played lots of card games over the years. Magic in the 90s, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon in the late 90s, early aughts. Even Duel Masters. Freaking, even had a little dabbling in Naruto. It's like, sure they can have screw-ups here and there. I've never seen a freaking tournament where at least half of the 600 attendees...
Over 600.
Over 600.
And those were just who pre-registered.
Have to lose their chance at winning this tournament because they didn't want to deal with the amount of players they got, because they decided we don't feel like it. We don't feel like dealing with the amount of players we got because we didn't think maybe our game is getting big enough that it actually requires more assistance in judging or more assistance in planning. Instead, they decide to just screw half the people. Just say, round zero, if you do it, you don't, you're screwed. That's what they said. Like, I'm so angry for those guys because this isn't right.
We were already angry that we couldn't go, and now we hear that, if you did go, there's a possibility we couldn't have played anyway.
And again, I don't know if it's happened in any other places. I don't even know if the other ones have happened yet. It probably haven't.
I'll check their Facebook.
But it's like, dude, I feel bad for those guys. Because it's like, I would not want to drive like 12 hours or 8 hours or anything like that. Just to be told, no, you gotta fight in this round that doesn't actually matter.
Yeah, because we were going to, if we did actually go, we were going to drive there and stay overnight.
Freaking not gonna do that ever now. I'm not even gonna risk that now. Like, there's no point in even attempting it unless the tournament's like near your area. Because why would you ever want to risk that? Dude, I wouldn't. Like, oh god, it's so stupid. And now there's a whole, and not even just in Vanguard, but now there's this whole debacle about ruling changes. Several, in fact, apparently.
Canada's regional just happened. 12% of their clans used were Grand Blue.
Well, good for them. Anyway, but yeah, like, if you could see it or not here, let me see if I can't zoom that in. Yeah, we got like all these different things that are happening, like link attack. During link attacks, the critical damage will be combined. And during the first player's turn, he can't perform a link attack. Each player can only perform a single counter during a battle. I.e., no piling up unless your name is Drago Energy, because it's going to be apparently errated to say you can use as many of these cards as you like at a time. And, it's just stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
Like, this should have been stuff that was worked out before both things were started. Before Buddy Fight's game was released, before Vanguard decided to even set up this team league again.
Second place of Asia Oceania's team name is great. It's called Balls Check.
Okay, I guess we don't know if the other United States ones have started, because someone isn't giving me that answer.
Sorry, I'm looking. It seems, though, that no other team league has been having this problem. It's just been New York.
Yeah, I don't know what the heck they were doing at New York.
It's like they knew New York was going to be big.
Columbia didn't even start yet, so no. Wait, don't make me fire you.
Sorry.
Because I just realized, wait, New York is the first stop. If this happened recently, then the other ones wouldn't have happened yet. Come on.
Sorry. Oh, yeah, the only other North America one is Mexico.
Thank you. And Canada, because that's North America,
Yeah,
M.
Canada too. Sorry.
You're fired again.
Oh,
Anyway, it's just, this is, now I'm afraid that will happen to other stops throughout the states. Like, I'm glad that people who didn't have to worry about it in their respective countries, because it's not something someone should have to deal with.
Yeah.
And
especially if it's like the Mexico regional, where there's only like one stop for them.
yeah. But now I'm like, now I will never want to risk it now. Because, dude, I know it's only one time so far. It could happen again easily. But think about it like this. Why would I want to spend possibly hundreds of dollars to drive a few states over and stay overnights for a tournament that I might not even be able to participate in?
Yeah.
Like, even if there's a chance of that, I would not want to do it. Even if they tell me in advance that if we get this many players, we might have to go around zero, I'm not going to want to risk that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to want to spend like over $100 driving to 2 states over and then spend like $100 a night to stay at a hotel just to be told, I'm sorry, you can't be in this tournament.
Yeah, because for us it's an 8-hour drive.
Yeah, like if we had gone to the closest one here and they give us that same thing, I would be so mad. Dude, I don't even know what I'd probably sneak out some of those extras of those promos, like when they aren't looking. So
we'd resort to theft.
Be like, yeah, here's my compensation for all that gas money that you won't pay me back for. Bushiroad, I'm trying to promote your stuff here. I'm trying to like you. We all are trying to promote your stuff and like you here. But you keep doing this stuff like you're some freaking newbie who's never made a card game in your life. And I know that's not true. Even Vice Swords isn't the first card game they ever made. And it's like they're screwing this stuff up so bad.
It's like they're better than this.
And because it's the English branch, I have to assume it's the English branch's fault. So I think they need to get them more funding to have more people, or they need to fire the ones that are there and get people who can work a business better.
Hire some of the people that do the Magic the Gathering or Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments, because they obviously know what they're doing.
Or just send them to a freaking card stores and have separate regionals throughout the United States.
Yeah.
Throughout everyone, throughout Canada, throughout Mexico. That's how the other card games do it. They don't have one thing somewhere and say, all right, everyone, go out there. That's where you get to have your regional. No, there's various ones splattered throughout the country.
Yeah.
That way, anyone can get to them. The only ones that are ever exclusively somewhere outside of Nationals and Worlds, for obvious reasons, are the YCSs and Yu-Gi-Oh! Because, well, those are special tournaments. But this is just a regular regional. It shouldn't be that hard to get to.
Yeah.
It shouldn't even be nearly as hard as it's been.
Yeah, I remember, like, for last year, when it was at a store, we drove an hour. It was literally only an hour for us to drive. I know for other people it was a lot harder, like maybe 2 hours, 3 hours, but that was about it.
It was a lot easier to get to because there is other places you could go to. I don't even think that was the only regional in the state.
Yeah, I remember a lot of people were able to drive to 2 regionals.
Yeah, so it's like, no, man, this is not how you play your tournament scene in Bushiroad.
This is unacceptable.
This is unacceptable. This means you, everyone on our UTV, everyone who does not want to spend a lot of money to go to a tournament where there's effectively no prize, did not do this. You know, this is a sign that we should not do this, and we shouldn't have to take it either.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, we love your card game, all of your card games. Even though I'm not a huge fan of Vice Swords, I can at least see appeal to it.
Yeah.
It's like, I like Buddy Fight. even though it's been having its ups and downs over the last few months because people are actually so shallow that they still can't get past the name.
Seriously, people, come on.
Yeah, come on, people. Like Card Fight is like the name Card Fight in the Vanguard title is really much better. I'm gonna fight you with my cards. Seriously.
What kind of gathering are you going to?
A gathering of the magic persuasion. See, like, really, if you really look at all the card games, they're all pretty dumb names.
Why Schwartz isn't even spelled correctly, if I remember.
Thought it was. I'm pretty sure it is.
Oh, okay.
But even if it isn't, it's like, it is white-black. Well, shoot, you got me there. The cards are white and black. What else you got?
Why is it German?
No reason. Japan just likes German. We've seen that in a lot of OSTs.
Strange German boner.
But I don't even know what else to say. I'm just like this is not acceptable. It's bad enough that Buddy Fight's having this uphill battle because potential rule changes that might even come all the way out to America. Because if it happens in Japan, there's a good chance it'll happen here too, at least for rule changes. Which for a game that's it's only been out like 4 months, that's not a good thing to do, because that means any rule books that are out have to be rewritten and discarded. But on top of that, every regional that's been around since since the first one have been terrible. Like the first one was okay because they actually had a fair amount of them, or at least a more fair amount than what we've had in recent months. But then you get to the regional like last year and how.
And you went through the whole process, so you know.
Yeah, freaking best of one is like the worst freaking thing, and for Vanguard especially.
Yeah, like it's only really acceptable with team leagues because it's 3 people. It's like a best of 3 because you have 3 people, but you have to rely.
But otherwise, it's like best of one in a game where a trigger will literally change the outcome of a game.
Yeah.
Even preventing you from losing. To get your opponent to lose. Like a game like this needs a best of 3. Otherwise, you're not getting any actual statistics here. Like the only reason we even have statistics at all from Japan is because Japan decided to say, screw this, we're just going to have our own tournaments. So we get to see more of them more frequently, and that's how we get an average. Here, we can't actually even tell what's actually doing well, because most people just say, oh, this is what's doing well in Japan, we're just going to build this, and then the majority of people build this. It's not to say some cards or decks aren't good, it's just to say that you can easily make even the best deck lose if you crit heal against them.
Yeah, actually, to prove this point, one of the regional winners, both of the teams had Angel Feather players. Angel Feather is not a top meta game, like not top meta deck.
It's not a meta deck. But first and second.
Yeah, both first and second had Angel Feather on their team.
Oh, okay, well, that's team. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about region. I'm talking here. I'll do a better example for you. The Worlds last year, freaking second place was a Azure Dragon deck.
Yep.
Azure Illuminal Dragon deck. He's like, even with the Scarlet Birds and the Black Turtle. Like, that is such an old school deck. And while you could argue that its cross-ride helped it here and there, sure. Like, that deck is slow. I should know. I built that deck, deconstructed that deck, built it again, and then deconstructed it again, and then built it a third time. That deck is so slow. Dude, it's like, dude, even if you can't hit the 18 or whatever, that deck's not hitting you very fast or very hard. Like, you should be able to stand up to it if you're using Eradicators easily, but they didn't. So either people just did not know how to react to a deck like that, or he was getting all the good triggers.
Or like, what was the one with like Pelennor? Was the
oh yeah,
before
that was a long time ago. Gold Paladins were doing all the crazy stuff, and people were like, Spectral Duke's where it's at, or no, Azul's where it's at, and then Pelennor beat them all. I think it either got first or it got second. Either way, it beat like everything because the sack is real. Because Pelennor deck is literally 100% sack. Like there's no play in that deck that isn't based off of top decking.
It's not even selective top decking like Neonex.
It isn't even.
Just
It's literally
top
the top card of your deck. Play it.
If it's a trigger, don't care. You're Gold Paladin.
Like the only ones that aren't that are the bunnies and the bunnies in that deck, really. You know, the Lop-Ear Shooter and the Spring Breeze Messenger, because you look at the top three. And that's really it. Otherwise, there's a lot of top deck. And it's glorious. It is the epitome of Vanguard, and that's why I like the deck. It's not super great deck, even back then, but it shows what Vanguard can do the best. Not to say that it's a bad thing, just to say people got to accept that that's what Vanguard is. And the sooner they accept that, the sooner they can have more fun with the game.
Yeah, and the sooner maybe Bushiroad will realize that we need a best of 3 because of this.
Yeah, definitely. Like, no one wants to have a best-of-1 tournament and then lose to something like that and then not get a chance to redeem themselves.
Yeah, it's like what the first regional I ever went to was that
Year's.
Yeah, last year's. And I lost both my first rounds because my first round I got grade stuck at 0.
Oh, don't even start me on the grade lock.
And then my second round, I actually went against a guy I knew and I lost fairly in that round. No, I didn't. I got stuck on Herman.
I see. But no, don't even get me started with that. I don't even know if I brought it up here, but I freaking lost at that regional only because I got locked on Chocolat for the whole game.
Then the judges started bullying.
Oh yeah,
you.
the judges started bullying me there too because I had Macaroni on the field despite being stuck on Chocolat, like they didn't realize Waffle existed or something. I had to point it out. Oh, but a person in that tournament was able to drop Dragonic Overlord for the effect of Dragonic Overlord at the end, and they didn't even call him out on it.
These judges are terrible.
Like, I don't even know who they're hiring to do this stuff, but they need to do a better search.
We really need to get Elliot to be a Bushiroad judge because he was a Yu-Gi-Oh judge for a long time.
Yes, he was. But yeah, like it's that sort of stuff right there is what I'm talking about. Like every time I have a problem at these tournaments, it's because people do this or because I get locked, but I get grade locked, but I don't get a chance to redeem myself. Like, well, you don't get your grade 2. Well, I guess you gotta just work with Chocolat.
Yep.
Maybe it'll change. Maybe this incident will make enough people be angry enough to fight back. Because, dude, it's this kind of stuff that make people drop this game. And if they drop this game, either they're going to go to back to Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Magic, or they're going to just stop playing card games altogether because they're just done. And that's not a winning scenario for anybody. So Bushiroad, you gotta stop this. You guys gotta start.
Get your shit together.
Getting your heads in the game. And stop screwing over your fans.
Study how, like, even if the argument of, oh, they're a Japanese company, they don't know how, like, American
They have an English brand, so that's not even an argument.
Yeah, that's not, and then just watch what other card games do. Magic's been around for, like, what, 30 years?
No, not 30 years. It's been like 20
years?
23 years or something like that.
Yeah. They know what they're doing.
Yu-Gi-Oh's been around for, well, in Japan anyway, for about 20 years. Almost like 18 years. Been out here for about 12 years. It's like, yeah, like these other card games exist. And they've been doing well for a long time for a reason. You guys gotta stop doing exactly what the Japanese branch does, because we're not Japan.
We are a much larger country.
In fact, some of our states are larger than Japan.
You can fit Japan and California.
And California's not even our largest country. I believe that's Alaska.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Alaska is the size of our state. Our continent. It's the size of our continent.
It's like half the size of our mainland country.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, we're a really big place, Bushiroad. You gotta do more than this. I know there's not a lot of people working at your English branch, but maybe that means you guys need to hire more people. Or
Instead of country.
or have other people do the legwork for you so you guys don't even have to leave your office.
Yeah.
If you like going out there and seeing the fights happen, then you guys got to step up your game and stop complaining because you guys are tired or whatever. This is not the life you've chosen. And I know that sounds different than it really is, but it's true. They decided to spend the rest of their life, doing these card game stuff and business and stuff. They have to spend the rest of their life now making sure people want to keep playing it, otherwise they'll lose those people. And I would hate to see games like Vanguard and Buddy Fight lose the appeal of people outside of Asian countries because they didn't want to step up their game. Especially in a time where e-cards are happening more and more and getting more popular.
Yep.
This is the worst time for physical card games to get a bad rep. I guess that's all I have to say. So, anything last words from you, Em?
I'm just checking to see if there's any sort of update, and so far it seems like no. I gotta say, though, that this is unacceptable. They knew that New York was going to be big. They should have seen how many pre-registers they were getting. They had over 100, obviously. That's a lot of people. And New York is a very large area. They should have known. And they handled it incredibly poorly.
Yeah, this is some of the worst planning for a card game I've ever seen in my, gotta be freaking 15 years of playing card games.
Yeah, this is dumb.
So I guess that's it. This is RUTV signing off. Be sure to check in on our videos. And don't forget to email Bushiroad about this sort of stuff. Especially if you were at that regional and you got screwed by this round 0.
The only way it's going to get better is if you let them know that they did something wrong.
Yes. So till next time, everybody.
See ya.